Hey, MCE crew, we got two things hitting the economy pretty hard. Number one, 20% of Americans lost their entire life savings over the past 18 months dealing with crisis-related events. Number two, we got a billionaire supermarket owner who warns that food prices are about to go up, quote, this is his word, not mine, tremendously. Okay? The owner of New York City supermarket chain predicted the food prices will increase sharply in the coming months, with some increasing to 10% in the next 2 months. Now, in the next 2 months, of course, we're going to holiday season in America. So that's going to hit people pretty hard. Maybe people will have to scale down on holiday dinner or cancel it altogether. I've got a receipt here from my trip to the grocery store today. I'm going to go over it with you in a few. We're also going to talk about how you can play inflation to your advantage, okay? It's not all bad when you're talking about making money. There's always a way to do it. And inflation, while it is impacting the buying power that you have, it also can work in your favor if you're trying to get your money working for you. We'll get into that in just a second. John Catsimatidis, the billionaire supermarket owner of Gristedes and D'Agostino Foods, warned that food giants such as Nabisco, PepsiCo, and Coca-Cola will prioritize raising prices on products. Now, those three, Nabisco, you walk down the cookie and cracker aisle, they've got pretty much half the aisle. PepsiCo, gigantic snack food empire. You got Coca-Cola there. If they're prioritizing raising prices on products, and that means when you go to a restaurant, okay, be it McDonald's or the Cheesecake Factory or some swank local joint that you like to frequent, if they serve Coca-Cola, guess what? It's going to be a little bit more in that bill, okay? Because Coca-Cola's raising prices. And you can't expect these restaurateurs to eat all that because remember, they're dealing with labor costs as well as the higher food prices, okay? So they're going to have to pass that on in order to stay in business. I mean, they're in business to make a profit. I see over 10% price increases in the next 60 days, he said, the billionaire market owner, in an interview with Fox Business on Monday, adding that the trend will not drop anytime soon. Now, isn't that interesting? Now, Mr. Catsimatidis is on the front lines of the economy. He's got employees. He serves the public with a product, with a group of products, and you know, you come into his stores and you purchase and you buy and you take home and you know put in your cabinets. He's right there. This guy is not some ivory tower occupant of, you know, some legislature or some bureaucrat's office somewhere or some, you know, university where they sit back and think deep thoughts all day long and really don't get down and dirty into what makes society work, okay? And Mr. Catsimatidis is one of the people that makes society work, along with the people that work at his market, okay? Which one do you think we could do without for a week? Do you think we could do without Catsimatidis and his markets? Or do you think we could do without the guy like Jerome Powell, okay, who told us that inflation was going to be transitory? And at one point, he was even preaching that inflation wasn't even going to hit us, okay? And on this channel, we told you that all that was wrong. And it's not that Jerome Powell is stupid. He's just lying because he's trying to keep the stock market pumped up for as long as he possibly can. Look, this isn't anything new. Fed chairs have been doing this for a while. Greenspan did it before the crash in '08. You know, he did a lot of propping too. So this is what they do. Trust Catsimatidis on this one. These prices aren't going down anytime soon. Catsimatidis then cautioned, I see food prices going up tremendously because food company CEOs want to be ahead of the curve, and the way they're doing it is by dropping all promotions. They are dropping low-moving items. So the sales that you were maybe accustomed to, the low-moving items are those little specialty items. Like, for example, Coca-Cola had a drink out there. It was vanilla, orange vanilla. Okay, specialty item. You're not going to see stuff like that on the shelves. Okay, maybe for the foreseeable future. Okay, as long as this economy stays the way it is, you're not going to see that. You're not going to see these little specialty items. So the specialty items in the sales are going by the wayside. Why give away something when you don't have to give it away and you make more margin? Okay, pay attention. Catsimatidis asked, so I think that now these companies are going to have record profits in the third quarter. And that brings me to how inflation is not always, it does have a silver lining if you can capture it. Now, you might say, well, hey, man, look, I just spent $150 at the grocery store for me and my family of 4. How do you expect me to go out then and be able to invest in these companies like Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, and Nabisco? Well, first of all, I'm not telling anybody to invest in those specific companies. You got to do your own due diligence. I'm just using those because they were mentioned in the article. And I think if you ask Catsimatidis, he would say that those are the companies, they are among the companies that he believes will do well in terms of profits in the third quarter. So if you can get on board with that and become a share owner in a company that is, that has its bottom line benefiting from inflation, that's one way to play this. Okay. And another way to play it is like this. Okay. There are some companies that don't respond well during inflationary periods. And by respond well, I mean their stocks typically don't perform well in inflationary periods. And we're talking about the tech stocks. So here's another way you can play it. Tech stocks shares, as they drop, they become more affordable, giving you an opportunity to maybe get in on some of these hot tech stocks that have done so well in the past few years. If they keep going up, you'll never get an opportunity to afford them. So if you're out there doing your due diligence and you see an opportunity for a bargain in a tech stock, you may, based on what your experts and your knowledge tells you and your study and due diligence tells you, may be the time to get in on that discount. Maybe the time to get in on a company that you think is going to do well during inflation. All right, so that's how you play that. Now, you got to play some defense as well here. And we've talked about that old food bill. Let's continue on with this for a moment, though, because he's got a couple of other nuggets I need you to hear. Experts have said that a significant backlog of shipping containers is currently being processed at 2 major California ports. And that's snarling delivery of food products and other goods. Energy shortages in Asia Pacific and Europe, as well as pandemic-related concerns, lockdowns, and vaccine mandates have also been blamed for the supply crunch. Supplies are down, demand is up. That means prices are up. Earlier this month, the White House announced that it was able to push Walmart, FedEx, and UPS into committing to adding more shifts to alleviate shipping issues. The Port of Los Angeles also committed to 24/7 shifts, the Biden administration also said. Now, look, to the extent that they have to bring on more people, all of these corporations trying to bring on more people will make labor more expensive, okay? Because it'll take those available people that want to work out of the market and make them more scarce. So you're going to have to pay them more to entice them to come over to your company. And if they do that, then they'll pass that on, okay? So even though this backlog may be clearing sometime soon, doesn't necessarily mean that prices will go down, which is consistent with what D'Agostino has said. Now let's take a quick look at the other story that I was talking about on the intro, which is the fact that 20% of Americans have actually gone through their entire savings, their life savings. Almost a third of those making less than $50,000 had their entire financial cushion wiped out. This is from Bloomberg. For many Americans, lockdowns with nowhere to go and nothing to do were a time to save. But for almost 20% of U.S. households, the pandemic wiped out their entire financial cushion, a poll released Tuesday finds. Again, a lot of people make a lot of hay about the stimulus checks. In all, if you got all of the stimulus money, let's say you got all of the checks, what was it, 3? If you got them all, what did you get? It was like maybe $5,000. Okay, it's not a tremendous amount of money. You can't live for an entire year off of $5,000. The share of respondents who said they lost all their savings jumped to 30% for those making less than $50,000 a year. This was an NPR poll that was conducted. So people are in a tight spot here. Now, this may contribute to helping out the job market and people going back to, pick up these jobs that are becoming available in the service industry and some in the restaurant industry as well. Avenel Joseph, a vice president at the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, said many people dipped into their savings to cover child or health care expenses. You don't need to be some bigwig at a foundation in order to understand that happened. So this is what we're dealing with, people. This brings me back to always saying you have got to, prioritize putting money away. I said in an earlier video that I'm not materialistic, and that is true. You got to break this consumer habit, the conspicuous consumer. Ask yourself, do I need this new television? Or do I need to take that money and actually put it to work for me? Can I just continue to watch the old TV? Okay, you got to ask yourself these questions. Now, let me just run through this real quick and I'll let you guys go. So, the bill today at the grocery store was $78.44. I saved $2.59. A savings is a savings. All I got was 2 pizzas, frozen pizzas, 3 bottles of Mandarin orange soda, some anchovies for the pizza, sweet Italian sausage, and a juice. Got some other everything else I got was vegetables. The juice I got was an organic juice. Okay, fine. It was $5. I like to try to stay as healthy as possible. But that's what I bought. Produce, the pizzas, a square sausage for the pizza, and I came out of there at $78.44. So I know if you got kids, I know you're feeling it. I can go to bed at night and say, yeah, I'll eat in the morning. I don't really feel like eating right now. I'm hungry, but I'm fine. You can't do that with a kid. So guys, look, I will talk to you soon. I gave you some information on how to play inflation to your favor. Do your due diligence, research those options, and I'll talk to you soon.